characters who have pleasure in expressing themselves. So it's got to be tough to find that actor, because that's unique, because you've read these interviews every so while I go through and I cross all this stuff because most of the dialogue is crap. That doesn't happen to you.
Well, okay, well, obviously those actors are not going to be the ones that are going to be that turned on about working for me. I mean, the thing about it is, on one hand, you say it's difficult. I say it's difficult, my other analogy. And on the other hand, it's also quite easy. I mean, I give actors dialogue that if they get it, not only do they look good saying it, they look cool and sound funny saying it. So, naturally, actors gravitate towards my cool parts. And even somebody like Brad Pitt, who actually considers himself much more of a physical actor than an orator kind of actor, got really caught up in the dialogue. And even to the degree that, like when we did the scene in the ravine, where he questions the sergeant, he loved that stuff so much that we actually kind of shot him out. But he was happy for the next 3 days, even when we're shooting reaction shots of the other bastards watching. He was happy to just keep doing the scene again and again and again, because he loved it so much, he just liked another crack at it, even if it was off screen.
You talk about Quentin Tarantino radio theater. I think about the scene in La Louisiane where a good chunk of his dialogue is heard off stage.
Yeah.
That really is like listening to radio theater.
Well, one of the things with that, with the La Louisiane scene that was very important is making that German table, the German table of enlisted people, making that alive and keeping that alive. So one of the things that I did is we had like 4 days of rehearsal for that scene. And on the first half, first maybe 4 hours of that first day of rehearsal, was just me working with those Germans before Bridget and Michael Fossman and all those other guys came into it. Just working with the enlisted, well, actually Bridget was part of that table, working with the enlisted men's table, and coming up with, yeah, she starts at the table actually, so she was there as well. Starting with kind of coming up with the whole game. I had the game, but now we actually had to, I came through about at least three different rounds of the game, 3 different examples, and we played the game, and I gave them a couple of lines. Oh, hey, that's a good guess. Put that in there too. So we came up with 3 different ways to play the game, so they could play that all the way through the scenes. So I'd always have something to cut back and forth, and creating a dynamic. And that's when I came up with the idea. Once Bridget leaves, they bring the French waitress over to join, and that becomes a thing. And now the French bartender guy, barkeep, is kind of taking care of her. And the reasons he wants her to be part of the game is she's scared of the Gestapo guy. So yeah, and she's scared of these new officers that walked in. So she's playing the game with the enlisted people. She's being kept safe from the officers.